Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to your Smackdown review starring me, as Geek, and before I start this video, please feel free to subscribe up above, like this video, and also share your thoughts down below in that comment section. It would be much appreciated. And also,
I'm a firing my laser!
Jesus Christ, the laser got me, but nevertheless, let's start on with the Smackdown review. So we start off with the show with Del Rio, David Otunga, and also Ricardo Rodriguez. And basically you see Otunga and Del Rio, they're helping Rodriguez down to the ring. And basically they go in the ring. Basically Del Rio just says about his weeks his weeks succession, you could say, how he's beating Randy Orton and all that really. And then he says about how dangerous the bro kick is, and it should be illegal. It should be banned from the WWE. So yeah, you get David Otunga on the mic. It's nice to see David Otunga in this equation. You know, he's the lawsuit of the feud, should we say? So it's kind of nice seeing him as a heel teaming up with Del Rio. You know, getting some heel heat. At least it's being featured on TV. You know, make it a little bit more interesting than the typical crap we've been getting with Del Rio and Sheamus lately. So it doesn't do much, but it's just a little bit different. That's all. Basically, he's on the mic, basically saying about how the bro kick should be banned. And then he shows the video package of the bro kick and how dangerous it is. And then you get Booker T, who comes down, and then they say basically he asks the fans if they should ban it or not. You know what they're going to say, they're going to shout no, so that's what they do when they leave it at that, for that segment. So, you know, it was just to start the show off. It wasn't great in my opinion, but it later develops in the show. So after that, we have our first match, which features The Miz and Cody Rhodes against Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. Now, it does look like they're going to be doing something with Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio, you know, the two masked wrestlers. You know, apparently they're going to be doing this, they're going to be a tag team, and then at WrestleMania 29, people were hoping they're going to have a feud, and they're going to have a match for that, you know. Be a bit entertaining, that, I think. I'd certainly like to see that. It'd be a good draw right there. But in the match, you know, it's some good tag team match there. You have Cody Rhodes who kicks The Miz in the face, and then you have Sin Cara who gets away Cody Rhodes, and then you get the 619, which Rhodes performs on The Miz and gets the win. It is kind of annoying seeing Cody Rhodes losing on his losing streak, but it is gradually developing this feud. And also, The Miz and Rey Mysterio, hopefully they're going to be having a match at Night of Champions. You know, The Miz putting up his Intercontinental Championship on the line against Rey at Night of Champions. You know, a developing feud there, as well as the Sin Cara and Cody Rhodes. So it was nicely done. But it is kind of annoying as me being a big fan of Cody Rhodes, seeing him on a losing streak. But yeah, let's see how things develop. So after that, we have a backstage segment with David Otunga and Booker T. And then basically you have David Otunga just showing some pics and saying how it should be banned. Yeah, I pretty much end that segment, that backstage segment rather. So after that, we have Daniel Bryan. See, I said David Otunga, about to say that, but Daniel Bryan versus Zack Ryder. Now you see they're developing Daniel Bryan's character. You know, his anger management classes. You got him coming down. You know, just trying to keep cool with the fans. You know, just instead of shouting no at them, shouting rather. But this match, you know, it showed a part where Daniel Bryan goes in for the hug. He tells basically Zack Ryder to hug him. It just, you know, it was basically reminiscing back to last week on Raw with Daniel Bryan and Kane hugging. Oh god, I'm not going to talk about it, but you know how I felt about that. It was awful. But anyway, they hug, and then straight away Daniel Bryan puts him in the no-lock, which I was really happy to see that. And basically Zack Ryder taps out. But Daniel Bryan keeps on the lock. Well, he gets off first, then gets back onto the lock. And then basically the ref reverses his decisions with Daniel Bryan. So it was kind of nice to see, you know, you've got Daniel Bryan dealing with his anger management classes, and you see him, he's trying to get away from it, trying to be, he's trying to do his, like, going on his own track, and he's basically not trying to take the advice from the anger management classes, and he's like, no, screw that, mate, screw that, I'm going to put Zack Ryder in the no-lock once again, and basically torture him in a way. It was nice to see, though, you know, him dealing with the stress. I was wondering if Kane was going to be in this, in the match, you know, would appear in the match, but he didn't, and this pretty much ended the match. So after that, we have Damien Sandow. Basically, he interrupts Lillian Garcia, comes down and says that he needs to make a statement, and the statement is about the response of the media, and he doesn't like it. You know, they're telling him he's a coward, and he's not. That's what he's saying. It's really good, this segment, really good. You know, seeing Damien Sandow on the mic at his best, it was really good to see. You got a lot of heel heat there as well. Everyone booing him is really good to see. He's a really unique character. I'm really behind the guy. I really do like him. His mic skills, his in-ring work, really good. I really like this guy. And you can see from the WWE, they're really pushing this guy. They're really behind him. So basically what happens is, we have Orton who interrupts. Basically he says he wants to fight Sandow, and Booker T has pretty much agreed to it. So they have their match, but first of all, someone comes down, and that's Dolph Ziggler with Vicky Guerrero. So they come down, and I also want to mention, Vicky Guerrero had nothing to do with this, and it just makes me think, Dolph Ziggler just scrapping out, you know, just scrap up, because she's not doing anything for the feud, not doing anything for his future, because we're having this thing with Vicky Guerrero and AJ, you know, who's going to be the Raw general manager, but she did nothing for this, really. I just don't really see why she's with Dolph Ziggler at the moment. But no, Dolph Ziggler's on Join's commentary, which is really good to see, developing this feud with Randy Orton. The match was, you know, it was pretty good actually. It was a pretty okay match. I mean, you got Sandow, who's pretty much going into the ropes, you know, going out the ring throughout the match, you know, showing a good psychological way of the match, rather, you could say. Really good to see. It's really unique because it stands out. You know, you got all these wrestlers in the WWE company. You know, they're not like Sandow. You know, they're not running away. You know, which I'll get to. They're not fleeing from the ring. You know, and taking a break. How Sandow does it. You know, his persona and gimmicks really good. I just really like the guy. He stands out from a lot of people out there. Okay, basically the result is where Sandow, he pretty much runs away. He does basically what he did last week with Sheamus and just runs out, which is really good because you're not going to see him getting pinned. But later on, it is a bit annoying what happens to him. Basically, Dolph Ziggler, he's just about to walk out. You got Orton who stops in. They have a brawl, and then they're brawling in the ring. And you got Sandow who comes back in the ring. And then Randy Orton just looks behind him, just RKO. Just RKO out of there. Oh, it annoyed me. It really did annoy me. But, it's just typical Randy Orton, that is. Really typical. But, it is nice to see Damien Sandow in the equation, you know, in that spotlight. You know, they're actually using this guy, which is really good to see. Then you have Dolph Ziggler, who runs away, and, that ends the segment. So after that, we have a backstage segment once again with David Otunga and Booker T. And basically, what David Otunga is doing here is like he's showing an X-ray on what the bro kick can do and the damage what it causes to Booker T. And then Booker T pretty much says, you know, he'll deal with it later, and then sets up for the match for the main event, which will be David Otunga and Sheamus. So that ends the backstage segment. So after that, we have the #1 contender match for the tag team titles. You know, it's nice seeing this, really nice seeing this, by the way. It is Epico and Primo versus the Primetime Players versus the Usos. And we also have Kofi Kingston and R-Truth join commentary. Now, there was one thing which was going through my mind from the start of this. Actually, two things. One, they didn't show any of the entrances, which kind of sucked. It really did suck that, because you're not making them significant enough. You know, you need to show their entrances. You do. You really do. Then after that, the second thing was Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. You know, they was in the confrontation previous weeks ago with all the tag teams having a brawl, and they're not in this tag match. It just didn't. It didn't really. I didn't get it really. I don't see why they wasn't in this. They should be, because you know these two guys are talent. Really are talent here. Really good talent. Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd from the Heart Foundation. You know, that's a big deal. That is. They're not using it correctly. So it's sad to see they're not there, but I don't know what they're trying to do with them. I don't know. If you know, guys, tell me please in the comment section down below. But anyway, this match, we'll get to the match. Yeah, it was a really good action-packed tag team match. You know, it had a lot of high flying in there. Really exciting for the fans and myself. But the result was the Primetime Players getting the win. You know, this is probably setting up Primetime Players versus Kofi Kingston and R-Truth at Night of Champions. So we're going to be seeing this again, as we've seen it on SummerSlam. You know, I did kind of want the Usos to win, in my opinion. I just think they've got a lot of charisma. I really do, because, you know, they're, ooh, so, I just like that. It's kind of a nice gimmick, you know, fans can get behind them, and, you know, their interaction with the Usos, but, you know, I didn't see it coming, but I knew the Primetime Players were going to win, but just in my head, I thought the Usos, I just kind of wanted them against the tag champs, Kofi Kingston and R-Truth at Night of Champions, but that's my opinion. So after that we have another backstage segment, and this features Teddy Long and Dolph Ziggler. Basically Dolph Ziggler basically tells Theodore Long he wants to face Orton at the most prestigious night, and that is Night of Champions. And then basically Teddy Long saying it's not showcasing tag team bouts player. I can't even do his accent, so yeah. And then he says he's going to have a word with Booker T, and you know this match is going to happen. You know, hopefully. And this kind of needs to be that Ziggler needs to win over. He needs to go over Randy Orton at Night of Champions. If he doesn't, that's just pathetic. That is pathetic booking, WWE. But you know, we'll later learn that at Night of Champions. So after that, we have something really, in my opinion, a downfall. We have the Wade Barrett return. I just don't understand why he's on a standard Smackdown match when you've got a pay-per-view coming up and you've got 3 hours of Raw. You know, why don't you put him in there, make it a little bit more significant, put a little bit more impact into it as well. I don't know why they did this. I really do not. You could have made a big deal out of this. Put him at a pay-per-view Night of Champions, which is coming up soon. It's just another way to make him a bit more, you know, significant on his return, you know, a bit more meaning to it, more impact, and they just didn't do it. They just put it on a Smackdown against Yoshitatsu. You know, the match itself was not bad, you know, it's just a return match with Wade Barrett. And you can see, you know, the gimmick of the bare knuckle fighter. You know, you got him punching, and then you got this finisher where I don't know what he does, it's like an elbow, and then gets the win. You know, it's a nice way. It is quite nice seeing that. You know, the gimmick used in the match, you know, the bare knuckle fighting style is quite nice to see. But the return, it shouldn't have been now. It shouldn't have been on the Smackdown. It should be on a Raw or maybe the pay-per-view. You know, put a bit more meaning to it. But yeah, after that, the match, he goes on the mic and says, you know, how he's returned now, and he's open for business. He also says about how these matches, you know, they're not meaningful, or it's not relevant, or something like that. And he says he wants to be in the title picture, and he's open for business, which I've already said. So that'll be interesting. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing with Wade Barrett now. Hopefully build him up to the title picture, in my opinion, make him a legit opponent for Sheamus, maybe. It's just my option. So after the Wade Barrett return, we come to the main event, which features Sheamus versus David Otunga. And first of all, we have Del Rio, who comes out first of all. I don't even know where he just joins ringside, really. I think he did. I didn't. He wasn't on commentary, I know that. But he just must have joined ringside. So basically what happens is you got Sheamus and Del Rio. Sheamus and David Otunga. You know, we've seen this before a few times actually on Raw and Smackdown. But I'll just get to the end of it. It only went a few minutes, by the way. You have Sheamus who's about to do the bro kick, and then you got Booker T who interrupts and says, you know, from evidence tonight, I'm sorry, Sheamus, but I'm gonna have to ban the bro kick. I don't know why they're doing this. Maybe to make the fans believe Del Rio can actually get over Sheamus over the past few weeks of the past few months, shall I say, of not being able to catch the gold. But what happens is you got Sheamus who puts him in this submission, which we saw on Raw, I believe, and he makes David Otunga tap out. So it looks like they're going to be using his submission now as his finisher just for now for Del Rio, maybe. But it's kind of nice to see that you're seeing Sheamus do these other moves. You know, it's kind of nice, but for me, it just your finisher's banned. It doesn't really. I still believe there's no way in hell Del Rio can beat Sheamus, in my opinion. Okay, hopefully Del Rio does win at Night of Champions, in my opinion, but I just can't see it happening. But yeah, that's your Smackdown review. I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, until next time, guys. See ya.